Hello, welcome to Bored and Confused, where I review shows based on two criteria. One, was I bored? Two, was I confused? Today's show is Maybe Happy Ending. Now, before I dive into this, just a couple reminders. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and my birthday's coming up. So for my present, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. All right, this show premiered in 2016 in Seoul, Korea. It has played, I believe, every year in Seoul. It just gets remounted and remounted. People love this show in Korea. It's also had tours in Japan and in China, and they did a production in the Alliance Theater in Atlanta a couple years ago, and now they are bringing it to Broadway. And I just saw it tonight. I just got back from the theater and I'm jumping on it. All right, let's start with a tangent. Comment below, what is your favorite sci-fi musical? Now, I'm not talking about the Rocky Horror Picture Show or Little Shop of Horrors, which really lean more into horror and monsters, but like science fiction, you know, Star Trek. It's hard to think of a lot of science fiction musicals. The reason is they're very difficult to write. And the reason they're difficult to write is because in a musical, the reason a character bursts out into song is because they are feeling passion, emotions that they just can't express with words, so they burst out of them in song and in dance. Now, Maybe Happy Ending is essentially about two iPhones that fall in love. They're robots. This is in the future. I don't know if you saw the movie AI with Steven Spielberg directed, but basically these helper robots get to a point where their owners no longer need them and they get discarded, and they're placed in this community outside of Seoul where they basically just live out their days until they run out of parts or their battery dies or whatever, and then they go away. So it's very sad. This show is essentially, there's 4 characters, but it's essentially a 2-person show. It's about these 2 helper robots who meet in this place where they've been put to just waste away. And our main character, Oliver, still believes that his owner wants him, even though 12, 15 years have gone by, and he wants to go find his owner because he believes his owner is just waiting for him. And as an audience, of course, we know your owner doesn't want you. Your owner's forgotten about you. And so his main want is something that as an audience we can't get behind because we know it's not going to happen. And watching this show, it's like you're watching the car wreck. You're just like, this is not going to go well for Oliver. A lot of the songs are about robots reflecting about their lives and their situation. And every time a song comes, I'm just like, can we get through the song? Can we get him to his owner so that we can get to the heartache that we know is going to happen? The issue I had is I just wasn't emotionally involved with these characters because they're robots. Let me say, I'm not a sentimental person. And this show is very, very sentimental. I think the show is very well directed by Michael Arden. It's beautiful to look at. The set design is fantastic. They do this thing with the panels coming in to kind of close in one spot and open up another. It's beautifully lit. Essentially, a lot of this show is a road trip. There's a lot of flashbacks that happen. They handle that well. They also use video memories that the robots have stored, and they project those. So it's really a gorgeous show to look at. Although I'm going to say it's in the Belasco Theater, which is a really big theater with a mezzanine and a balcony. And I wouldn't recommend sitting in the balcony, and I wouldn't recommend sitting on the edges. The reason is a lot of the show, especially the beginning of it, takes place in just this little box, which is Oliver's apartment that he basically lives in and is going to die in. And it's very small and claustrophobic, as it should be. And eventually it opens up. But those scenes, if you're sitting on the sides or too high up or too far around the edge of the theater, I think you're gonna have a really hard time seeing both actors when they are in that space. The main performers, Darren, Criss, and Helen Shen, are both very likable performers. Vocally, they're not given really difficult stuff to sing. A lot of the music is jazz inspired because Oliver's owner was a jazz musician who gave Oliver the love of jazz. He even gave him a record player, which is strange to think that this is in the future and that people are still buying vinyl, but I guess vinyl records will go on forever. And so a lot of the songs are kind of easy jazz inspired, which is a little bit of a disconnect considering that this is about robots and set in the future, but it does give them some heart and some warmth from this kind of music. I do have to say a lot of the songs felt very much in a similar vein and not dealing with a lot of really strong emotions like anger or passion. So the musical serves the story well, but there's not going to be a lot of standout songs that you're going to want to listen to over and over again. I shouldn't say that. I don't know you. Maybe you would. Maybe you would listen to this album on repeat on your drive to and from work. I don't know you. So was I bored? I was bored because I didn't really care about these characters. I knew where we were headed. I just was like, let's get there sooner than later. Was I confused? Sci-fi can be a little confusing because you're throwing a lot of things at us about how these robots charge themselves and what this world is like in the future. And there's a few things that I just didn't quite follow, but I got the overall arc. I didn't quite understand the ending. I mean, I think I understood it, but I'm not sure if I did. But I don't want to give it away. Not that it's a surprise ending or anything, but it wasn't 100% clear. Yeah, so quite bored, a little bit confused, but I would recommend this show if you are a sentimental person, if you are Korean or Japanese, if you're into sci-fi and you're into musicals, if you love Darren Criss, if you want to support new musical theater, and if you want to support Korean musical theater, definitely go check out Maybe Happy Ending. It's a cute show. It's sweet.
Don't bore me, don't confuse me. If you do, then you'll lose me. I don't wanna drift away, wanna stay inside the play. Keep me engaged, keep me amused with what's in front of me, 'cause I don't wanna be bored and confused, bored and confused.